Hi, Emily. So this is my third attempt to record. It's really good we do this because I can see that I really need a script, what I want to do. So I try to focus on this now. I want to give you a basic lesson in skin structure for you understand how your skin is built and why there can be problems to get drier, to get lines when you get older, or to get pimples. So our skin consists of three different layers: the epidermis, as you see, the dermis, and the fat layer, which the fat layer we can kind of ignore because it's very important for our skin to have it because it protects us against pressure and temperature differences, but we can leave this out for us now. For us, very important is the epidermis and the dermis. So the epidermis is the one where you have cells that renew itself normally, not normally, when you are young in your age, up to 25 years old, every 28 days. You find these mama cells, how I call them, on the very lower on the very lower layer of the epidermis. So this is where the mama cells are sitting, and every 28 days they give birth to new cells which wander on top. After 14 days kind of they die and become the dead skin layer, our what's the name of this? I have to note this down. See what I have to look up. Our Hornschicht. Yeah, whatever. I'm so sorry, but I want to get this out now. So here exactly we can see a young skin because we don't see any deep holes, any lines up here, and we can see that the dead skin layer type is very small, just maybe a third of the total size. So you still have lots of young cells and not so much of dead cells, which means this is a young skin because every maybe month these mama cells produce new cells. This is this one here, the living cell layer is able to store moisture. And while the dead skin cells here, they don't have any moisture in them anymore. Here it's very important that you also focus on something you see here. It looks like tiles, in a bathroom. You should have a tile next to a tile, and in between you have this kind of glue for this skin layer. Protects you also against coldness, against temperature, against water, against kind of everything. And this is very, very important. For this protection to be powerful, it needs moisture and it needs oil, which comes from the second skin layer from the hair follicle. The hair grows very deep down in the skin, and for it to be nice and shiny, it has some oil coming with it. We not only have hair on our scalp, but also on our total body. And just in the face, we have lots and lots and lots of very little hair that you maybe know when you get tan. Then you can see all the hair, and just think about it. The amount of hair we have on the forehead is the same amount you have on your scalp. So we have lots of hair. This means that having this has a lot of potency to become also acne, because on every hair you have a sebaceous gland, and just depending on your skin type, this can be a lot of oil that goes into the skin, or it's less oil. If you have less oil, you might look really beautiful throughout your adolescence years, but then you age quicker. Why? It's because, as I just said, the protectional layer here needs the oil to stay perfect as well, to have a bonding of the skin cells. So if you had no pimples in your youth, this layer becomes there are little kind of holes that come in there, and your own skin moisture gets lost very easily and very quickly. And this is why lines appear earlier. Then you have the balanced skin, that this skin type has some pimples in the, while becoming a young adolescent. But suddenly with 18 and 20, when the hormones get balanced again, the skin is balanced as well. They have a normal oil production, means when the sexual hormones arise and this oil production gets more, yes, they have some pimples. But when the hormone level is balanced, the skin is balanced too. So they have some pimples in their youth, and then they have a lot or still enough oil to have a very balanced protective layer here. Yeah, you have oil and moisture in the skin. And this skin might just need to make sure that they don't get too much into the sun, and that they always get nourishment for their skin to keep healthy and young. And then we have the third type, which is always impure, or tendency to impurities, not only until 1820, but this still goes on. And this is then not only a hormonal problem, but also that the sebaceous glands is always working too much. Then we have another problem, which is when not only oil comes into the skin, but when we have lots of comedones, these little blackheads or the whiteheads that are underneath the skin. This is a problem with the dead skin layer. We call it keratinization. So we just need to know that maybe you know that when your skin gets a bit rough around the nose, or you see even some flakes of the skin, this is not existing only on the top layer, but we have, let me see, here's the cursor. Like in the upper third of the hair follicle, you have got the same situation that you have on the skin. So if you tend to have lots of comedones, you not only have lots of oil, but you also have lots of dead skin cells that are given into under your skin, into the hair follicle. And then it gets mixed up with all the oil, and then you have this little thing that turns out to be a blackhead or a whitehead later. And from this comedone, the pimples come. So this will be another lesson. But so you see, this all happens in the upper skin layer. We need to make sure that we have enough protection, so the right amount of oil, natural oils and moisture. We have to see that we don't go into the sun too much, because then it's drying out as well. And the sun influences here our second skin layer a lot, which is the skin layer of elastin and collagen. So it means for our firmness in the skin and for not getting lines. So this is just a basic first instruction. Let's see how you find this. And for me, it was very good to practice, I have to say. I'm gonna go out here again and stop this. So lots of love from me. Give me some feedback if this could help you to draw better. We can also, you could tell me what would be helpful for you. Like if you wanted me to explain you, if we look at one cell, or if we look at the skin layers differently. Just give me a feedback. This was my third recording, and this time I finished it at some point and send it to you. Wow, and doing this in English is something different. Yeah, I can get out my dictionary and get the proper words for it. So take care. Have a great Sunday.